A lot of the time in business masterminds and communities on social media, I see a lot of responses to this question in an interesting way. And the question is usually, I'm not making enough money. I'm not able to support the profit levels I want. What should I do? I think the first instinctive reaction is to say, raise your prices. And I don't necessarily agree or disagree with that, but I'm going to say that it's probably not the answer. It's probably not the right answer as often as you think it is. So simply increasing your prices, if we talk about that for a second, simply increasing your prices is not the answer. Typically with a price increase comes some other type of change. And I don't really believe in offering the same thing today for $10 and then tomorrow for $20. It has to be clear why the price is changing, apart from sales, clearances, limited time offers, and things like that. Let's just take the tactics out of it for a second. But if your core price is deviating significantly from day to day, and you're not just brand new kind of figuring it out, then you want to be able to articulate what exactly the value of your offer is. And I think that typically when you're underpricing your services or your product, it's because you don't fully understand the potential value. And unlocking that value is usually what gets you into that comfort of charging that higher price point. And simply increasing your prices isn't the answer for this main reason, which is you are kind of calibrated to your price. And this is where we get into some of like the woo-woo stuff. As I've told you before, I'm not really into the woo-woo stuff, but I do believe that your confidence matches the price point that you're currently serving because you've gotten enough yeses at your current price point that you're like, yeah, that's what it's worth. And if someone says double your prices, you're like, oh, I don't know if I can sell that. I don't know. Now you're uncertain. Now you're unconfident. And so you're going to doubt yourself. But truly, you probably could sell at double the price that you're at. It's just a question of your confidence. So how do we increase confidence in order to get you up to that price point? I'd say there are really two main factors in nailing the right price point for your offer. One is purely market toleration, which is the economics, which is at a certain point, no one's going to pay X dollars for your offer. Like it's just going to be too expensive or too limited. Unless you really niche down, you make it super specific and you market the crap out of it, right? But if you're selling to general population, there's going to be kind of a market tolerance cap. The other thing is your confidence in your ability to articulate the value. So when you are increasing your prices, you also have to match your conviction to that price. You have to match your confidence to it. And how do you gain conviction and confidence? By proving that your offer works, proving that it's worth what it is, proving that it will generate the results it's promised. And if you can't do that, then maybe you shouldn't be increasing your prices because prices will increase with proof. The more proof you accumulate, the more confidence you have that what you're doing works. And therefore, the more conviction you naturally have in saying, we can absolutely help you. We can do what this says it will do. We will get you that result, undeniable. And you'll be more willing to offer some type of guarantee or warranty because now you're like, yeah, we'll never have to worry about that because it works and you have to prove it. So sometimes you're going to have to price below what you think you can, or even give stuff away for free to accumulate that proof so that you can build the conviction and the confidence to sell it at a higher price point. And this is especially true, I find, with female entrepreneurs. We typically will hesitate. We will have less confidence naturally in our ability to sell something. It's just something that I've seen a lot as a trend with women. And there's nothing wrong with it, but I think that we have a bigger hurdle to get over and we have to consciously cultivate that confidence and conviction. That's a lot of C's. But we have to consciously cultivate it in ourselves so that we are moving in that direction. So we're able to sell something at a higher price point. And I also want you to consider the other levers you can pull besides increasing your price while you are building this confidence. So if you need to bring home more in profit than you have been, one thing you can do other than simply increasing your prices is look at your marketing. Are you selling to enough people? Are you getting enough buyers, enough leads? Are you converting well? So are you sending out X number of emails and converting X number of people? What is your rate that you can improve? What are some different tactics and strategies? What are some ways that you can get out there and showcase? Maybe you can feature yourself or sponsor an event or do something to get your brand out there more without having to increase the prices. And by all means, increasing prices is a great thing. It means more revenue. Who am I as a CFO to tell you not to do that? But if you're not ready to, you're going to see a decline in sales if you're not approaching it with the conviction. So before you jump to simply increasing prices and just showing up and doing it, take the time to really think about, am I ready to increase the prices? What does that mean? How do I have to show up differently? How do I have to present this offer differently in order to get a yes now? Because it's a different conversation. And of course, I'm speaking to significant price increases. If you're increasing by 10, 20%, it's probably unrecognizable and unnoticeable where nobody would really question it, or they wouldn't even know that it was priced differently to begin with. But what I'm talking about are those significant price jumps where I went, from 200 to 5,000, not directly. I went from 200 to 500 to 1,200 or to 700 to 1,200 to 2,800 to 5,000. Basically, I jumped all over the place when I started my business. And I feel like that's a natural progression. I think anyone who came out the gate charging, say for my services, charging $5,000 like on day one, that's hard to find unless they had a ton of help in building it. And that's just naturally what's going to happen because we are going to be delivering what we are confident we can deliver. So for me, for the longest time, I was like, I can deliver a damn good tax return and I can deliver damn good bookkeeping. I'm not sure yet if I can deliver on the CFO service because I've never worked as a corporate CFO. So in case you didn't know that, I've never worked as a corporate CFO. I've worked with corporate CFOs at Fortune 50 companies, but I've never actually sat in their shoes. So there's a lot of imposter syndrome creeping up where I go, well, if I identify as a CFO, what does that mean? What do I do? Oh no. And then I realized, well, it really just requires you to do X, Y, and Z and to be really focused on the business owner's goal. I can do that. So as I kind of unwrapped what my offer was and said, get down to the core, I'm actually really good at this. And I realized that 100% I can deliver its value and then some on this offer. What I realized was when I did it for a few clients and got them some serious results and quick wins, I said, okay. And the next one became easier and the next one became easier, not just to sell them, but to serve them because I knew that what we were doing worked. So I encourage you, if you're thinking about increasing your prices or you're simply challenged by your existing situation financially in your business where you feel like you're not making enough profit or you feel like you're not quite at the level you should be at, definitely look into raising prices, but consider all that has to go into that and to make sure you're doing it effectively.